Good morning, everyone. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. It is Monday morning. I'm super happy to be here with everyone and my co host, Kim. So, of course, who am I? Let's start with that. My name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy, WISE for short. We help women become unshakable, faith filled, and purpose driven through coaching programs, mentorship, membership, networking events, retreats, conferences. We put events together to empower women and get to their next level. In addition to that, I'm a mom of three beautiful girls. I'm also a cat mom. And then, of course, I'm a real estate investor and I work in the real estate industry. So that is who I am. And I will pass it. Oh, and I cannot forget my sub running community. I run a running community that we're growing, that we're launching. So that's what I do. I'll pass it over to my co host, Kim.
Good morning, Wise community. I too am excited. It's snowing outside. It looks beautiful, even though I'm a summer bunny, but I'm really happy to be alive today. So we're going to embrace that. My name is Kimberly Montesinos, and I'm the owner of Crystal Clear Cleaning, which is a residential cleaning company. I'm also a direct marketer for Melaleuca, which helps you bring healthy, non toxic food or cleaning into your home. It's an online store that you can shop healthier and enhance your life. I'm also a mom of two adult children who I adore and love. And I love being a part of this community and hosting on the morning coffee chat.
Yes, thank you, Kim. Kim is awesome. She is a trooper. She's here. She always brings great inspiration and she motivates the community. So we love Kim. And Kim, I forgot to say, when I saw you on Saturday, you had your pants looked awesome, by the way. I was trying to tell you, but when you're running events, you can't
Oh,
I
thank
was like,
you.
oh, Kim looks great. I love those pants. Like I really wanted to say that. So I'm like, now I'm saying it here
Oh,
on the
thank
chat.
you. Thank you. And thank you
Uh,
for the ladies who like my pants. I thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. We have right now Angel. She said, "Good morning, ladies," and she wrote, "Kim's fabulous." I totally agree. So, let's go straight into the fun stuff that we do every morning. For those that are watching, you know the drill. It's coffee time. And during this part, we have whoever's on the show or whoever's watching, we talk about what we're drinking this morning because just like many entrepreneurs, we do this all the time. Let's go grab a cup of coffee to get to know each other. So that's the whole concept around coffee time. So, Kim, what are you drinking this morning?
Oh my goodness. I am so I got to show you my my cup. It says, "Good morning, gorgeous." My
Oh,
significant other gave this to me. I thought that was really cute. And I like to drink it when it's a day that I normally would be crabby about, like snowing, right? Snowing in March. But I was like, you know what? Let me look at something to brighten my day. And that's what I did. And inside is my famous oat milk caramel coffee. Um, it tastes fantastic with organic coffee from Melaleuca. So that's what I'm drinking this morning.
oh, nice. I didn't know Melaleuca had a coffee.
They do. It's organically grown. I believe it's in the Blue Mountains because everything from Melaleuca is from the U.S. So I believe it's from the South Carolina Blue Mountains, but it's really good. Really, really good.
Oh, we need to try that one so we could talk about it on the show and
I'll bring
promote
it
it.
to you. I'll bring it to you the
Yeah.
next networking event. I'll
Okay,
write it
awesome.
down. Hmm.
Awesome. That would be fun. Yeah, we do like to try different coffees, right? Like to see, because there are some coffees that taste like I don't know who was saying this, but taste terrible. Like
Hmm.
especially and if you guys know, I drink coffee and I drink it black. So for me, if I'm not adding sugar or cream to it, I can taste what that coffee, like the real flavor of the coffee.
Gotcha.
And, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I want to see what that one tastes like because some taste, I forgot the Breakfast Club or what's that blue breakfast or it's like a green one, breakfast blend or something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
You know, I hate that one. I'm like, that one's so gross. Like, I don't like the taste of that one. But I am drinking my Susan Lucci, okay, which is I learned this through Natalie. She's the one that introduced me to calling it a Susan Lucci from that 100th episode in my a wise woman once said, "A la chingada," and she lived happily ever after. That's my mug. My sister gave me this mug not too long ago. She, "A la chingada." So, um, so for those that know, "A la chingada," it's like F it, and she lived happily ever after. Um, so,
A
and then
very wise woman, let me say.
it, it says a wise woman, right? We're wise women, and we said F it and lived happily ever after. You know, what's funny? So the Susan Lucci, guys, is just lemon water. It's hot lemon water. So
Hmm.
um I have been trying to be consistent with that. I don't do it all the time. It's kind of hard. It's not easy to get that new habit in, but I have been like at least 3 to 4 times a week I've been doing it
Oh, that's
before anything
great.
else. Yeah, yeah, because
Yes.
I'm trying to be more health conscious around that. So I see everyone jumping on. I see Sonia. Good morning, Sonia. Beautiful ladies. Good morning, Sonia. You're beautiful too. Make sure you guys chime in. Let us know what you're drinking this morning. Do not be shy. If you're drinking coffee, if you're drinking water, what are you going to drink? I believe it teaches us your personality when you're with what you're drinking in the morning. So we have La Mera Mera. Good morning, laughing face. She likes my mug. So so I think this is a great way to kick off the conversation, Kim, because
Yeah.
um we were just like literally sometimes it's hard to like build habits, get things done. We both are entrepreneurs, right?
Right.
um we both are serial entrepreneurs because we have multiple different businesses, right? You do the melaleuca, you have the cleaning.
Hmm.
um I do the investing, I do the whys, I do the running, I do I kind of like, it's all kind of intertwined, but like I do multiple things as well. And one of the biggest things that I hear, I see Uni. Good morning, Uni. How are you? Um, the biggest thing that I hear all the time that women ask me, and I'm sure people ask you, like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
How do you manage it all? Um, so we could start that conversation there. Like, for those that are watching, I'm sure everyone's wondering, like, gosh, I know for me, how do you do it, Jennifer? You do the networking events, you do the running, you do church, you do the show, you do job, you do your business. Like, how, right? So go for it.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
Well, it's just funny that you said that because as we were speaking, someone called off work today, right? So I think in certain aspects, work balance is daily, right? And you have to prioritize. So you do, in order to feel balanced, I feel the first thing you have to do on that daily basis is prioritize what has to get done right away. And don't get overwhelmed with it. Like I've learned, especially like for example, doing the coaching program, having the tools that I was taught, being the first cohort. So I like throwing that out there. That I was one of the original I was the first cohort, right? But let me just tell you what that taught me. Um, Prior to that, going on the coffee chat and getting a call off, I would have freaked out. I would have been anxious. I would have been like, oh my God, right? Honestly. But right, I mean, this just literally happened 5 minutes ago, right? And I'm cool. I'm like, okay, when I get off the call, I'll figure that out and I'm not gonna panic because that's what becomes triple for the rest of your day. Like you have a bad thing happen in the morning. If you however you address it, it's gonna lay out your whole day, right? Um, so prioritizing, um, setting the goals and the priority comes with the goal setting, right? So if you have a goal, where is that goal on the list? And doing smart goals, which again, join the program to find out what a smart goal is, right? Those are it changes your life. Smart goals change your life personally and in business. So that's where the intertwining comes together is once you start learning tools, they go over into your business life. They flow over into your personal life because you handle both either way, I'll just put it out there just to be a little more personal. When my boyfriend had a heart attack last week, I was working. I had, again, someone leaving that day. So I had to be at the office for them to turn in all of their supplies, all of their keys, everything, right? But again, because of the program, even though now that was something on a high stress level, it could have been very different for me. I could have freaked out, ran out the office. I'm sorry, I can't take this stuff. No, I was calm because I knew that he was in a place where he could be helped, right? Because I'm not a medical person. He was at a medical facility. He was getting taken care of. I had great communication with the doctor. I just held it together and I got done what I had to do, got in my car. And at that moment, I was able to just have that time to get myself together. So there's other components, having a great community to support you. When you're an entrepreneur, especially, you need an entrepreneurial community. And personally, women, we are designed, ladies, and please comment in the post in the comments how you feel about women need community. We are communal species of, we're communal people, right? We love interacting. We need to talk to somebody. We need, like on Saturday, we need to hug one another. We need to come together. And the support factor of that is immense when you have that. So we want it to be interactive. What do you think, Jennifer?
Yeah, Kim, she did. Literally, we were getting ready to get on the show. We were talking. She takes a call, right? This is no joke. She takes a call, and then I'm listening, not being nosy, but I was being nosy. I was I was, kind of just like wrapping up, getting the lemon water, doing the touching up the makeup, and then I was like, "Oh, damn, she's calling off, right? Like your employee just called off." So I sat there like in my head, like, "Oh, dang, how's her reaction? Is she gonna be able to do the show?" Like I literally was thinking, like, will she be able to do the show? Is she gonna be upset? What are her, these are the thoughts that are running in my mind. And I was like, literally, I said, "You good, Kim?" She was like, "I'm good." I was like, "Okay, I am not gonna keep asking questions. I'm gonna roll with the punches, like, and I mean, even I think with you going through what you're going through for to be so calm, even with like someone having a heart attack, right? Like, which is a major critical, like it can be
Mhm.
devastating for people. Some people can't handle situations like that, right? High stress. You were like cool, calm, and collected. Like I kept kind of checking in on you, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. We're praying for you." Like you were like, "Yeah, thank you." And it was like, okay, Kim's good. Like Kim is doing good. So kudos to you, Kim, for handling it like a boss.
Well, I mean, and I do attribute that to, you have to, I'll go back to Saturday. Whoever wasn't there for our opening, to get back in person, please put that on your calendar. Um, First of all, we had a bigger, much bigger turnout than we anticipated. So kudos to you, Jennifer, right? Because that was
Yeah,
amazing. But I just lost my thought. Isn't that terrible? So going back to handling things, because I have had tools that I've applied. I mean, it's like reading a book and you don't apply it, right? Or like you said, I'm doing a tiny habit. I am drinking my Susan Lucci water, and it's not about perfection. I always say if you can
mhm,
attain excellence, you've done great. So I feel like you're excellent at at drinking Susan Lucci 3 to 4 days a week, because you're doing it in a repetitious way that fits you, so that you don't want to overdo anything, because then you'll drop it, right? If you
yep,
like, I'm going to do it six days a week, and it's not realistic to you, then it's easier to let that habit go. But if you say, you know what, I can do this 3 or 4 days a week
yep,
consistently, right? So the tools that I learned, one of the things I learned besides the boundaries was, when you get upset, and that doesn't mean I'm perfect at it, girls, because once I got to the hospital and things settled down, I had my moment. Trust
sure,
me, I had my moment. But in the moment when things happen, I'll have my moment about the call off today too. But it's not the right time to have it right now, because right now is solution time. It's time to, what
mm,
am I going to do? How am I going to prioritize this? Excuse me. So my priority is, I have actually 4 people off today. I had allowed 3 other people to take the day off because I felt I was covered. So having this call off, actually, my inner self is a little anxious. There's no lie to it. But that's not going to help me. I needed tools to be able to say this is what I do in a situation like that, which I've learned in like the cohort. And you learn by investing in yourself and also being around other women. You emulate them. I've seen other badass bosses when shit happens. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Like when stuff happens, they're like, okay, you know what? um, as some other badass bosses have said, I don't fire people, people fire themselves. And I really took that. I
Mm,
really took that, right? I listened to that. I was like, wow, that's true. I don't fire people, people fire themselves. So that also helps me as a business owner say, because I care about my people. I love my people that work for me. But, things happen. And so again, going back to having that community, going back to learning the tools. I mean, it's too bad that we have a limited time of the things that we can talk about. When you surround yourself with the right people and you invest in yourself so that you have the right tools in your personal and your business life, then you learn how to um, not react to everything, but be proactive,
yeah.
right?
I love that. I love that. I love that. And I love what made me recognize. And I think this is something that I've been exploring. And, I don't want to be rude. I see people commenting. So I want to make sure I say good morning to the ladies that are jumping on. I want to say Sonia, she is drinking her cafe with her water and she boiled the canela with a clove of garlic and a couple of slices of ginger.
Wow,
Super
that sounds
healthy.
good.
Love it. Oh my God. Yesterday, let me just throw this in there. I
Go ahead.
had a turmeric ginger latte at the coffee shop where we go running. After I run, we go to this cute little coffee shop in Oak Park called
Okay.
Lathrop Coffee House. And they had this it's a little healthier, right? Turmeric and ginger. I was like, let me try it. I got super excited. It was definitely potent, but I was just like, yes, like this is like a healthier option than like drinking like a chocolate mocha, right? Like I was trying to find something healthier to drink
Right.
besides tea, because like tea is cool. I'm not like, oh, I love tea, like
Yeah,
that's just
right,
me. I'm not like, I'll drink tea when I'm sick. I know the benefits of tea, but it's not like, oh, let me run and get a tea. Like that's not
right.
how I am. I'm
Not like when you're going to get a latte, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, oh, a latte. Latte's different, right? So we see Jamalet. Good morning, ladies. We
Oh,
have Teresa Washington. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Teresa. Sonia said congrats. Yadira, good morning, ladies.
oh,
Uh,
good morning, Yadira.
we have
Blessings to you,
Jamalet.
Yadira.
Yeah, bless you. Gemini said, "Wait, now I what? Wait. Now I want to know what I missed. What are you drinking, Jen?" So the Susan Lucci, and Sonia said, "Sounds good." So Yamile, I am drinking the Susan Lucci. I'm just calling it that. It's just hot lemon water that I'm trying to drink every in the mornings. But I learned that Susan Lucci, I guess in the 90s, she was the first one to really do the hot lemon water trend before it became trendy. And
Uh-huh.
she's like a no like a soap opera actress, right? And she just passed away, right? Not too long ago, like a
I'm
month
not
ago
sure
maybe.
about that, but she was definitely the queen of soap opera when I was young. You mean she was the queen. Let me just put it that way. And it was all my children. I had confused it with General Hospital, but it was all my children. And she always looked beautiful, always in shape, always. And she said that she attributed that to her morning routine of waking up and drinking the lemon water. So that's where the Susan Lucci got attached to it, right? Um, but hey, there's some other great things like the ginger and the turmeric and the garlic. Like these ladies, and we gotta put some more names on these things because they're coming up with some great stuff in this community. Like I'm ready to
Yeah.
put this aside and try some other things.
Yeah, I think what I love about our community is we try to be the better version of ourselves. We're always trying to evolve, always trying to be better,
Hmm.
always compete with ourselves, not with anyone else, and get us inspired with one another. Oh yes, I was doing that before eating and drinking in the morning, and I felt less bloated.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. La Mera said, "Do you boil water and then add lemon, or do you boil it together?" I just boil the water and then add lemon. Just squeeze lemon into it.
Hmm.
Um, And then Jamila said, I need to get back into that. Yeah, it's great when you're like introducing new things into your lifestyle. I was just talking to somebody about this. Like, even when you're trying to become healthier or like training for something or working out, like we know realistically it's not going to happen overnight. And I don't want to deviate from the whole like work life balance and managing business and personal life, but it does kind of go into this conversation because, you know, we as entrepreneurs or professional women, there has to be some upkeep,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
even as we get older, I've noticed like, oh, the upkeep is real. You
Oh,
know,
it's
like
oh, it's
like
real.
it's like, oh, you hit 36 and or you pass this age, and it's like, oh, I need to do this because if not, this is gonna happen, right? Like your body definitely
Oh,
needs movement.
oh my
Um
God. And you
you're
have to, as you know, you're 36 and I'm 20 something over years older than you. It just gets worse. But the good thing is, first of all, it's a God's gift to whatever age we can attain, right? I'm always, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to be 60. And it does feel funny for me to say this is my last year in my 50s, but I want to embrace that because God, there's so many people who haven't been as able to live as long as I have, or that are in a different predicament. But you do have to take care of yourself. That's part of the, when you're talking about the work life balance, you need to take care of you first to do anything. And and let me just say this, ladies, that's a daily thing
yeah,
because we're just so programmed to take care of others, especially when we become mothers. I mean, let's talk about the personal side. Um, I can use my employee that called off. She didn't call off for herself. She called off her daughter was sick. Okay.
hmm,
How can I be upset? I mean, I'm a mother of two adult children. I went through that. And that is such a struggle, you know. But if you take care of yourself first, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Let's put
yeah,
those three things out there. You're able to handle those things. And if I back up, I can say that for myself is that you have to work on those three things. And then your work life balance falls in. If you're spiritually, connected to your faith, whatever that might be, like in this community, it's more Christian based, right? But whatever your faith is, embrace that. Take care of your physical self. Like, go, if you don't have a plan, go run on Sundays, go walk on Sundays. If you can't get to, if you're if it's far for you, if it's a travel, then do something 2 or 3 times a week. Even, the Little Tiny Habits book says if you get up and you do, even if you do 10-15 minutes a day, that's better than nothing at all, right?
yeah,
So you got to feed
absolutely.
that physical self. And then your mental self is, be careful who you hang around. Be careful who you share your dreams with. And
Oh,
then connect with like-minded people to help you get to that goal. Didn't you love Liza's story? I love how you said you saw Liza's difference at the networking event, Jennifer. You were elaborating on Liza, how when she first walked into that very first networking group and how she is sitting next to you now. What a different woman. And I remember because I was there when Liza first came on board. And then you took me there because I had kind of forgotten because I'm used to this new Liza now, right?
yep, yep, yep. I remember when I saw her, I was like, oh boy, here we go. No, I'm just kidding, Liza. I know she's watching. But the great thing is, I've developed many friendships with a lot of the women that I've worked with, right? And we've had long lasting friendships, which is amazing because it's rare for women. And I don't want to say, no, I don't want to say, hold on, I want to be right with my wording, my word choices. Um, am I frozen? Did I just freeze right now?
A little bit, but you're back.
Oh,
You're
okay.
good. Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know that, like you said, we are women. We built communities. We love being part of communities. We love being part of groups, right? We love growing with one another, and I think it's really healthy to have healthy relationships with women. Now, if you cannot have a healthy relationship with another woman, that makes me question you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That makes me question you. And it irritates my soul when I hear women say, like, I can't be friends with women. Like, bro, what are you doing? It's
Mm-hmm.
you. You're the problem. Not because it's not hard to find like minded women, it's not hard to embrace. But here's the difference. I come from an angle of how can I serve my fellow woman? How can I inspire her? How can I motivate her? Because I come from the service, right? Like I want to do God's work. I want to pour into women. So that's why for me, putting on those lenses is it's not difficult because I know deep down like this is what you're called to do, to serve others. But when we have the mindset of me,
Mm.
then it's kind of hard to serve your fellow woman and grow a community. But I love the fact that I have multiple women in this community that I've built, and we're all entrepreneurs and build great relationships with one another, right? Do I keep freezing? Because something keeps popping
Mm-mm,
up
you're
on my
good.
screen.
You're good. No,
Okay,
no,
okay. I was just
you
curious.
did for a little bit, but you're fine.
Yeah, so I think, when women, I would really like, if you're questioning why can't I have relationships with other women, that takes some deep reflection and thought. What is it that you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you build the relationships with the women that you need to build with,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
um that's
Or
one
they
thing.
haven't. They might not have found the. I was like that growing up because I was in. If you grew. I'm older than you guys, so when I was your age in corporate, I was trained that women were very cutthroat to one another. So
Yeah.
I had in my heart that that's how it is, right? But I was always against it. So my gut was always like, I don't like this, but I didn't know what else to do because, at a very young age, 18, 19 years old, that's what I was doing. I was working. But when you find the right group and you feel comfortable, then I just want to say to the ladies out there who feel, there are a lot of ladies who feel like that though, Jennifer. Like, I don't get along with women because a lot of times women can be catty and judgmental, right?
Yeah,
But if
that's
you
definitely
find the
true.
group like your group, like when they come in, look at what happened on Saturday. Like, I'm not going to share what Martha said because that's for Martha to share. But do you know my heart? I mean, I love her, but when you get vulnerable in a group, man, and you're in the right group, you get loved on even harder when you
Yeah.
become vulnerable. You get embraced even more when you say something that you're so afraid to say, but you feel so good in that moment, and you know the people in the room are not going to judge you or say ew or just give you that look like you're afraid to see. It was beautiful. It was
It
beautiful. So
was.
as you have to create an environment like you have, that women come to and say, wow, this is rare. You were right when you started saying it's rare to find that, Jennifer. It is rare because a lot of people will say that. But people have to, when they feel it, when you're in your community, like what you're creating, and they feel it, it is amazing what comes out of women's mouths. And then here's the deal, what Martha revealed about her lovely soul, she doesn't know in that room who she touched, right? Right. And
Yeah.
so she did. And it's amazing. And you bring that because you've learned at a young age, like you knew yourself, I don't want that. And you
Hmm.
you bring that, so they come and they feel good. That's why you're the great leader,
Oh,
because
thank you.
you that's serious. It's hard to find, it is hard to find that, but you have to feel that from people and let them know that it's okay. Like, we're not, this world makes us so competitive. Don't you agree? Like when you open up a magazine, when you look at Hollywood, holy cow, the Oscars were on last night. It's, what are they doing? They're criticizing women's dresses. Look at how she looked. She gained 10 pounds. She was too
Yeah.
skinny. Her nose is too big. Her hair was too curly. And then, that's what we're taught, like, to do that. And it's not true. We should be loving on each other and embracing our differences. And it's so hard to do. And we all can be, what is the word I'm trying to think of? we can all fall into that trap sometimes. I'm not going to say, you know what I'm trying to
Oh,
say,
I
right?
know exactly what you're saying. I
Right.
know exactly what you're saying because even going back into working America, right? Going back to work, right?
Mhm.
And you see it and you observe it, and it's easy to fall trap back into it. You can totally get back into that competitive mindset because deep down, you guys know I'm a competitive woman.
Right.
But I've used that energy as well in my business and in my personal life to compete against myself. I
Mhm.
don't use it to compete against my fellow woman next to me. That's not how I observe things through my eyes. I say no, you know, in competition I need to compete against myself. Like if I was a swimmer, when you're swimmers, because I was a swimmer, you're swimming against the time clock. You're not swimming against the person in the next lane next to you. You're not even looking at them. You're
Mhm.
just trying to
Amen.
beat your time.
Amen.
That's how you're trained. So even like running the marathon, you're not trying to beat fellow person that's running next to you. You're just trying to beat that clock or that car, right? So
No,
that
that's
dang car.
great. That's a great analogy. You're right. I'm learning from that.
Yeah, like you're trying to beat that. So when we look at it from that perspective of okay, I got to just beat myself, that works. But when you fall into, for those that are working and then do work with other women and maybe you are surrounded by catty women, see at the end of the day, I will always come from a place of service. And even if you are catty and if you are a dipshit, whatever word that we want to use for you, the type of person that you are, right? I will still serve you because that's who I am, right?
Mhm.
That's how
Mhm.
I'm, and I will attract. And I believe wholeheartedly that the women that you attract is because of what the energy you put out there,
It
right?
is. It is.
And I've been pretty like even with our community, I've seen the women that come to us are very similar. Like they love it because that's exactly what they're looking for. And you're right. I hold that safe space for women because they don't have that safe space anywhere else.
No.
Their husbands won't provide that safe
Oh my
space.
God. No.
Their work won't provide that safe space, right? They might not do therapy or talk therapy or whatever. Their friends might not hold that safe space. Where do women find that safe space?
Correct. Correct.
And and we're and I think even as entrepreneurs we're hungry for that. We're
Mhm.
hungry for like those safe spaces that we understand one another, we can bond with one another, we understand that. Look, and Kim, you can chime in, this is the last point I'm going to say, and I wanted to share this today. When I first had my 3-year-old, I was running the business, doing the marriage, doing the home thing, right?
Right.
And I knew that a baby takes a lot of dang energy, right? We know this. Everyone that's moms here, you know what a baby requires, right? But
Yep.
I knew also the needs of my other members of the family. And I knew, darn it, I cannot work after hours because it gets really hard. And I knew my baby's schedule to a T, and of course it changes over months, right? But I knew, man, I need to really work, be hyper focused from like 5 in the morning to 9 in the morning or 8 in the morning. Like those hours are critical for me because if I cannot get things done in those 4 hours, and I'm
Right.
talking about business, right? Not like house stuff, because it's easier to do house stuff with kids and stuff, but like I'm talking about business and focus. So I had to be a chameleon essentially and maneuver to find. So that's why I love mornings, because it's like sometimes you don't have time in the evening to do things.
Right.
You have to plug it in the morning. So why do you wake up early in the morning? Because that's when you can be super hyper focused. So I adjusted my time. When people tell me, how do you make time? Oh, you find time. If you really want it, you're gonna find that time and make it happen. So even right now I'm considering like, man, I want to go to the gym like 2 more times a week. It's hard in the evenings. Guess what? I identified Wednesday mornings, Friday mornings, I better be at that gym before I go to work, right? I
Right.
can't do other days, but Wednesday and Friday, I better be at that gym. So like that's kind of like how I operate. Even if you are like, how do I incorporate this in my life? How do I run business and personal? No, you find that time and make that time to do what you really want to do.
Well, like you taught in the, I'll reveal one of the tools in the cohort was scheduling. That was huge for me. And for the ladies in here who have a hard time taking care of you first, schedule your workout. Yama, let's schedule, put it on the schedule that you're going to drink that Susan Lucci in the morning. Put it on the schedule. When you look, if you're a scheduled person, if you're a person who has a schedule and you look at your phone like an entrepreneur, everything's put yourself first on the schedule. If you're a mom and you got the schedule in the kitchen, I used to have that on my kitchen. Write it out. Just write it. It might seem crazy at first, but it works. Just write on there, Susan Lucci or lemon water, or next thing is I got to work out for 30 minutes, and schedule it in your day, just like you schedule an appointment for the doctor. That's what I learned in the cohort. That's another one of those tools that are available to us that I didn't even think about utilizing for myself, because of course everyone in my life, my children were scheduled. Obviously, all of my clients have a schedule, but I wasn't on the schedule, you guys. Ladies, I wasn't on the schedule. So schedule your Susan Lucci's, your workout, your spiritual time. There's so many spiritual, beautiful women in this community. Like the first thing they do is they get up in the morning and they pray. So if you pray, meditate, whatever the word is that relates to you, like Jennifer said, if the morning is better, schedule it. And once you schedule it, it becomes a routine. You won't need it. Like Jennifer said, I do the Susan Lucci at least 4 times a week. It's like clockwork with you. When you've got on the call with me, you're like, hold on, Kim, I got to go get my lemon water, right? You didn't need to look at the schedule for that anymore. But I'm sure in the beginning, when you had to acclimate to it, you were like, okay, let me write it down, or let me do something to remind me, right? And I just feel like, because I learned that in the cohort, scheduling yourself on your calendar changes your life, because it reminds you got to take care of you.
Yep, I agree. I agree. And then it does become habitual. I was
Yep.
telling Liza this because we were driving home on Saturday after the networking event. It was like it becomes so normalized. Your patterns become so. It will be boring as crud. It will be boring. Your life will be boring. There's no excitement.
Right.
If you thrive off like craziness and chaos, kudos to you. But I've said this before. I need my life to be the most boring life ever, because I need to know, you should know, and a lot of women usually do know, oh, it's Friday, Jennifer's probably doing this. Oh, it's this, Jennifer's probably doing that. Most of the time, women know what my schedule is. They know where I'm at because I'm just so habitual. You kind of already know, right?
Mhm.
So even if you can't schedule, make it to become a habit where you no longer need the schedule, because sometimes schedules you won't be able to maintain them. It's hard.
Mhm.
And you
Mhm.
got to give yourself grace, because sometimes you suck. And me, I'm talking about me, not you personally, but like
Yeah,
I
no.
suck. There's times where I suck at doing my schedule. So then at least let me get into this habit of the way that my life goes, so that even if I miss it, I know that this is what I do at this time all the time anyways. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh, of course. Of course. Just
Yeah.
having that tool, learning that tool, I always tell my staff, and, I try to learn, I learned this a long time ago. Everyone's always like, strive for perfection. And I learned from a lady who was older than me that said when I was younger, don't strive for perfection, because you're setting yourself up for failure. God didn't make perfection,
Mm,
but strive for excellence. Strive for excellence,
mm,
because you can be the best of who you can be. And being excellent doesn't always mean you're number one, right? That's another.
mm,
But if you strive for excellence to be the best of you, it goes like what you were saying about the swimming and the running. I'm not looking here. I'm looking to be the best of me. I want to beat that time 1 minute. I want to beat that time a half a minute. It has nothing to do with Kim or Liza or Yamalet. It's about me and God, and me making it help me just to get over that one more minute. That makes a whole difference
mm,
of how you look at stuff, right? It really, really does. So
mm.
you have some great comments, Angel,
Yeah.
Mary,
Let me see. Let me show them. Let me show them. Let me show them. I do see comments here. So we have
Lamera.
Lamera. She said, I have had a lot of friendships throughout life. Some friends are meant to stay only in certain stages of your life, and others are for a lifetime. Absolutely. That is so
Amen.
true. Very true. Angel says, my daughter struggles with relationship with other girls. She's too real for the girls her age. Very
Oh,
true. Very true. Um,
hmm.
Good morning. We have a Facebook user. Sonia said, yes, you are so right. Jamila said, yes, I need to get back into my schedule and make it non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I always include my time because it is the mask on the airplane theory. Can't help others if you can't breathe, which is
Amen,
very true.
Mary.
Very
Yeah.
true, Mary. Mary's a coach. Mary's a coach in the communities. So is Kim. We have a Mel as well. Um, so with all this being said, because I know we're running
I
out of
know.
time, and we could talk about this for hours, man. That's why our
Right.
coffee chats, when we do networking events, running, we're constantly chit chatting. We're constantly talking about like life. These are the conversations that I enjoy. Life,
Mm-hmm.
deep conversations, talking
Yes.
about things that we deal with. I ain't talking about gossip. I ain't gonna be talking about you and your mama and your daddy. Like, I don't want to hear all that. I want to talk about, like, let's empower one another, right?
Right.
So with all that being said, our coaching program does start. Kim took the coaching program, Mary took the coaching program. Mary and Kim and Amel took a chance on me because
Yeah.
I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And all I knew was, I got this coaching program. I have this idea. Do you guys want to take a shot? Do you want to take a stab at me? And they were like, yes. And they trust me enough to, like, yeah, here's my money, Jennifer. Do what you please, like, but, the product is a good product. So the coaching program has changed so many women's lives, right? And I'm not even saying it like it sounds so cliche, but like we've seen so many changes in women after the coaching program, and scheduling, time management, goal setting, vision, that is all part of the program. That
Accountability.
accountability is such a huge one, right?
Huge.
So we are enrolling right now. It starts on Sunday night. We do have a bonus training for those that are planning, because I know there's some people here that are planning on joining. Get registered so you could get access to those bonus training modules to prepare you for the coaching program that will run for 3 months, 12 weeks. But man, 12 weeks can change your life. It really can. And if you've been in
Yes.
the same place all the time, if every year you have not made no changes, like the new year, new me stuff, that don't work. You the same you. You're the same like 2 years, 3 years ago. That's still you. you know.
Mhm.
But if you're really ready for change, I definitely encourage you. The link should be on the comment section. I know there, check it out. We start Sunday. There's flexible payment plans. Like, it's not even about, it's like, hey, you need an 8-month payment plan? Go for it. Register, do the 8-month, do the 6-month, do the 4-month, whatever works for you. But we just want to help women grow. Kim, do you have any final words to share with the community?
Me, I love being in person. So I just want to share, if you joined us on Saturday, bring a friend next month. If you didn't join us on Saturday, put us on the calendar that I just talked about so that you can join us and just love on one another and really grow and learn some things. Jennifer's going to have some amazing presenters. We learned about if you have a business, how to have a business plan. Martha was amazing in her presentation. So just come out and there were ladies there who were like, I don't know what I want to do, but I just wanted to be in a community of women. So it was from that to, hey, I want to make $1 million. So come mingle, come join us. You know, I would love to see you and give you all a big hug.
Yes, yes. So I put the address, Nelly's Restaurant, put it on your calendar. It's going to be the second Saturday of every month. It was such a beautiful space. The oatmeal, oh my God. Oh my Jesus. Like this, that oatmeal is dangerous. Like,
It's
and they
dangerous.
put a little cute heart in it, like a little cinnamon heart in it. I was like,
I know.
it's almost like this is like stab worthy oatmeal. I'm just playing.
It was
Like,
very good. It was very
it
good.
it was really good, that oatmeal. I was like, you guys were not joking when you said the oatmeal was good.
They weren't.
Um,
Yeah.
when people say the oatmeal's so good, the oatmeal's so good, and you're like, man, that oatmeal's not gonna be good because you guys are saying it's so good that I'm gonna try it and hate it.
Right.
No, it was
It was
good.
so good.
So thank you so much. Oh, we have new people. Kari, first time here. Where can I find updates on the meetings?
Oh,
Yes. So what I will do, if you're on Facebook, I'll send you the information. Usually just go to our Facebook. Make sure you follow us on our Facebook page. Let me share right here. We do have we do have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. Just look up Women's Self Development. You should find us there. We're on Instagram. We do have the free community as well. Our website is womensselfdevelopment.org, and we'll have the Eventbrite there so you can register. So you'll find it on Eventbrite for those that are asking, but just save every second Tuesday. Follow us on social media. Make sure you send me a friend request. We'll make sure you get the notification. So thank you so much,
welcome,
ladies.
Terry.
I gotta go because my children are giving me the crazy eye. So you guys
Bye,
have a good
everybody.
week. Bye.